it's Nell. The maritime layer is still sticking around this morning, giving us a break from our intense summer sun, so I thought I would film a quick impromptu video to give you an update on my 2 ponytail palms since they've been transplanted. And I'm actually going to show you also how to get multiple heads on one trunk. So stick around, it's coming up now. I'm going to start here with my 3-headed ponytail palm. It's 3 heads, but it's 3 separate trunks. At the end, I'm going to show you how to get 3 heads on one trunk, so stick around for that. This one has really grown a lot, but that's why I wanted to show it to you. I transplanted it last fall, which you can see in a video in a post. I'll leave the link down below for that. It was in a much smaller pot and it was very pot bound. Now ponytail palms do okay pot bound, they look okay, but they just don't grow. I just want to warn you, indoors ponytail palms grow painfully slow. This one has grown pretty slowly. I got it at our farmer's market, but it did a nice surge of growth this spring. And it has a lot more room to grow in this pot. This is a plastic pot, so it's nice and light because the ponytail palm itself is pretty heavy. It stores all the water in this bulbous base here and in the stems too, so it gets quite heavy down here, so it needs a nice base to anchor it. In nature, they get about 25 feet tall. The tallest I've seen one is about 15 feet. And the burro's tail have really grown here. Man, they're heavy. All the water stored in these leaves. Crazy. Now I'm going to take you on to my single ponytail palm. Out to the front yard now. This is my single ponytail palm. I got it as a little 4-inch plant up in San Francisco, and it lived there, and it never really grew that much because it's colder and foggier up there. But here it's really actually grown a lot because the plant was so small. And I transplanted this in January of 2014, and it really did, the same as the one in back, it did a nice surge of growth this spring. And these leaves are still like baby leaves here. They will relax down like these here too, but it just looks so nice and springy with its nice new spring and summer growth. So I leave them on until they turn really good and yellow, and then they just come off really, really easily. In nature, they form really, really, really big, tall trunks, and the heads are at the top, obviously, but these leaves get longer too and just trail and get all kind of funky. I love to do this. It is like a ponytail, and it's a really, really easy maintenance plant indoors. It just needs a lot of light and easy on the water. Be really stingy because they store water in here. I've done care tips in the past 2 posts, so I'm not going to go into that. Now we're going to go out on the street. I want to show you how to get 3 heads on one ponytail palm. Now I'm hanging out on the street. My neighbor planted 3 of these ponytail palms in the sidewalk strip. May not have been the best plant to plant because they've gotten a bit beat up, but they're doing well. And I'm going to show you the one that got decapitated. Oh my goodness, it's come down to this. I'm hanging out on the curb. And here is the plant of which I speak. It was the same size as those 2, but it got partially decapitated and then they cut the head off. And what happened is it sprouted, and it got 3 sprouts on one trunk. As you can see, the trunk is kind of low, but it's still sprouted anyway. All right, so I've lowered the tripod so the camera stays steady. A videographer, I'm not. So you can see those 3 heads there, and it took them a little while to sprout. So if you do this, just be patient. The sprouts will eventually appear. And as you can see, the 2 top ones have crowded out the bottom one. But it will continue to grow this way, and then they'll eventually form some trunks off of that too. So in about 15 to 20 years, it should have a very interesting shape and form to it. And as I said, this got partially decapitated, and then they just cut the rest of it off flat. You can also cut it at an angle, and you'll get a sprout at the top, and you'll probably get a sprout at the base of where the cut is. I've never cut it that way, so that would be a good experiment. But as you can see, a flat cut, this one brought on 3 heads. This video was actually spurned on by someone named Charles, who wrote me about removing pups from ponytail palms, and he sent me a picture, and his ponytail palm had frozen, and the growth was all dead on the top, but the trunk still looked fine. So I told him to remove the head, find out where the trunk is still nice and firm, and cut just above that. Make a nice clean cut. Make sure you use really sharp instruments, and your pruners or your knife or your saw or whatever is very clean, because it'll fight infection, and it'll just look better if you make a clean cut. I hope you have enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and please subscribe because I have a lot more videos coming your way, and also be sure to check out my website joyousgarden.com, because there's a lot going on there too. And as always, I thank you so much for watching. Bye! Oops, I forgot to say, now let's get out in the garden and make the world a more beautiful place. Now I'll say bye.